Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Random Sam Epic Mom. Now, today we're going to do a book review. And I know it's kind of our weekly thing now. But this time, the book is by Janet Chapman. Now, she passed a few years ago, so there won't be any more of her books. But what she did write was amazing. Now, the book I'm going to talk to you about is a two-parter. This is the first in the two-book series. It is The Seduction of His Wife. And this one is really enjoyable, if nothing else. Even in the book, it references earlier books that she wrote. The characters are great. It's all about the housekeeper who was married to one of the sons who they all thought was dead. It's all sorts of rigmarole. It's, three brothers who run a logging company in Maine. A lot of her books are going to be in Maine. They are just amazingly similar but different brothers. Anybody who has siblings or kids, everybody is different in their own little quirks. Well, in this one, the brother is pretty much, what's a nice way to put it? He's a grouch. He's had bad experiences with women. And, he's a father of two. Well, everything goes interesting with this one because, first, she thinks he's dead. She thinks she's married a dead man so that they can help keep the kids safe. He shows up, and oh my God, is he surprised to find out he has a wife. If that wasn't enough silliness to go along, there's also some intrigue going on. Always is in these books. You got to keep at least one step going just to keep your mind occupied. And the thing is with Janet Chapman's books is they give just enough mystery to make you think, oh God, that couldn't happen in real life, but just enough reality to say, well, maybe it could. And I got to tell you, the main character, what's a nice way to put it? Sarah, the main character, is a warm, loving woman who loves being a housekeeper, loves taking care of the kids. She is just so talented in so many different ways, but she's also kind of naive and innocent in other ways. She's anxious for life after growing up all her life on a little island off the coast of Maine. She wants to experience everything. She wants to go out into the world. And all of a sudden she's tied to this family who she comes to fall in love with each and every one of these characters. And it's just amazing the way this relationship develops. These two strangers becoming a couple, working together, admitting that they care about each other. And I just got to say, it's worth the while to read this book. The next one will be just as good with the next brother. But this one, it was a great starter book if you've never read Janet Chapman. This one was a great one because, like I said, it's a great story in and of itself, but with it being only a two-parter, well, it means if you do really like it, the second book's going to wrap up the series, and it really sees whether you like this style of writing or not. Now, obviously, it goes up here, and she has some other ones that are pretty neat, again, with logging companies, but then she has her Highland series, which is all kind of magical, time-traveling Highlanders adapting to the real world of today. And that gives you a kind of little suspense. But that series, if you look, is super long. So until you've read her and are sure you like her, I wouldn't get the whole set of all of it. But it is wonderful stories. They're great. They really inspire you. They make you come out and think. Could I have lived that life? And a lot of times in a lot of books, an author will focus on one specific area. Now, I live in South Dakota. I've never been to Maine. But through her books, I can feel the cold dampness of living on the coast of Maine. The idea of how much snow they get, how things are so far out that it's a drive to anywhere. But it's also a small community people. You don't really see as much of the people who are living in the cities, but of the people who are in these small towns, these people who make their living as fishermen or, the restaurants, whatever. people who will have known each other since they were kids and still know all about what's going on in everybody's life. And it just really gives you these community feelings. If you live in a city, you've got a lot of advantages. I myself am a small town person. I love being in a small town. And I love reading about people who are in these small towns, who choose to be in these small towns, because the people there, they've chosen that way of life, and they've opened themselves up to all these people around you. Because I don't care what anybody says. I guess in a city you can be anonymous. I've never really lived in a city, so I wouldn't know. But when you live in a small town, unless you are a hermit, people are going to get to know you. Whether it's just going to the store regularly and them knowing who you are, or they won't even know your name, but they'll know you're the parent of so-and-so. And that's part of it. But the thing is that these communities are so amazing, and to hear these romances set in them is just so great. And for me, to be able to imagine living in another state, another area, a complete different diversity, is just so amazing. So again, I'm going to recommend Janet Chapman's series. This week we did The Seduction of His Wife. And just so you're aware, number 2 is going to be A Stranger in Her Bed. And I've got to say, guys, anytime you find a book that you really truly enjoy, where you just don't want to put it down, that is a great sign. One of the things that a lot of people don't seem to realize, if they're not big readers, is at the end of every book, they usually recommend a couple of other authors' books that are out. And that is a great way to also find out if you'd like that. This series is one of the ones that I happened to stumble upon while finishing up a book, and they had little reviews of other authors. And that's how I tried this one out, and I fell in love with all of her work. And that's something we all need to remember. Every author is going to have their own unique style. It might be similar to another author's, but they're speaking with their voice, their imagination, and they're sharing that with us. And these romance books, if you haven't been able to figure it out, I'm a big romance fan, really give you a sense of meeting that first person in a completely different scenario. If you're shy, you get to experience being bold. If you're, kind of a loud person, you get to experience what it is to be the overlooked wallflower. It's so many different points of views. It's so many different adventures. And these stories are so great to revisit time and time again. So again, I hope you guys get a chance to read this one. I hope you will enjoy it as much as I do. And please, whether it's with Janet Chapman or with anybody else, give a new author a chance, and always keep your mind open to new stories. You guys have a great day. Hope to talk to you soon. And remember, make every day count by finding the fun. See you guys soon. Bye. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that. Please check out our other videos already on YouTube. And give us a like and subscribe. And if you hit that bell for notifications, you'll know when we put something new out. So try to make every day matter by finding the fun. You guys have a great one. Bye.